Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Extinguished Motorsports. Bit of a different start for you this evening, where we have a sprint race with reverse championship order, followed by, of course, your normal 50% race. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into your sprint race now then with Lee Boy QAV, the man at the front. So he is back of the World Championship standings, meaning he starts from pole position today. This is only the sprint, but of course, wherever you finish in this sprint race will determine where you start in the Grand Prix. So this is quite an important sprint, it really is. And Lee Boy Stray Dog is up there as well. I mean, don't forget about that. Stray Dog, of course. I think he's shown improvement from last season, I really do. Today is going to be his time to shine. I'm looking forward to see what he can do. Ollie Southall joins us in the chat tonight. It's good to see you, mate. Sideman and Zazapi will be rapid. I agree, to be fair. They are very, very fast. And, of course, the new partnership with Extinguished Motorsports and WRC has came along, meaning that they have merged some drivers who now, of course, race in both leagues. Zazapi and Sidemen are some of the new drivers. We have Tesco Trolley as well and CJ Drama here tonight. Billy Mewis, you can see in 11, he is the championship leader, but we have drivers behind him because they have just joined tonight. Brand new drivers here in Extinguished Motorsports, so we thought it's fair just to put them back of the grid, let everybody else be in the actual reverse championship order, and it's going to be quite good to watch. It definitely is. Jumping straight into it today then, everybody. No messing around, no qualifying. We have this sprint race to get through first here in Hungary for the third round of the season. Different format, but I'm very much looking forward to it. And CJ Drama's the last driver to line up on the back. Straight into the action today then, everybody, for Extinguished Motorsports, with Lee Boy QAV from the front. Lap 1 of 12 here in the sprint. 5 lights ahead of the drivers. And it's lights out and away we go. And the Aston Martin of Lee Boy off the line. Not too bad. Then Stray Dog's quite slow off the line there. His teammate Percival is going to try and make him move up and in the inside line. But not enough gap. Oh, there is enough gap. He goes into P2. Stray Dog down to 3 now. He's got Speed Freak off on the backside in P4 as Red 44 Dog comes in 6. Ahead of that, Don Pedrito trying to make a move up into P4 now. He's done that past Speed Freak for now, who does get back through. Speed Freak into P4. It is Stray Dog now in 3. Percival gets up into 2. Lee Boy QAV out in front, holding the lead of this sprint race, my bad. Half a second ahead then of Percival, who's just narrowly took second place at the start of this sprint this evening. Lee Boy 1, Percival 2, Stray Dog running in 3, then Speed Freaks behind him in 4, Don Pedrito 5, Red 44 Dog in 6, Pepe's then in 7, Deckers in 8, Sidemen 9 then, is CJ Drama behind him. They go side by side through here as the Haas on the inside as well, and the Ferrari flies through. Zazapi into 11, Passy and Sidemen go side by side, Passy goes wide, and Sidemen finds a gap up the inside into P9. Ahead he goes. Passy now on the charge, trying to get through past Zazapi, who's giving him a good go. Zazapi tries to go round the outside line here. Is he going to get ahead? Contact made and cannot make that pass now. Even more scrutinisation on the back end, and CJ Drama has gone around off the side of the track now in P13. 14 now is Andrew Pittsmith gets through to P13. And Drama's down to P14. Lee Boy QAV leading this sprint race very well. A second out ahead of the pack at the moment then, as we go down to the back. And Billy Mewis, of course, your championship leader, running in P13. Not entirely sure what's going on with him, but he's gone down 1 position since the race start. What is going on with Billy Mewis? I really assumed he'd make his way through the order much quicker than this. But unfortunately, he is down 1 position since this sprint race start today. Lee Boy leading by 9/10 of a second. Then he could take his first ever win, his first ever sprint win here in Extinguished Motorsports. His first ever league racing win could be taken today, could Lee Boy QAV, if he can hold on to this. And he's running well so far. He's just got to keep the composure, keep calm, and keep the racing nice and neat. Percival, second place at the moment. Stray Dog 3 Racing sat in third with a second to Percival in front. Speed Freak is very close on the rear of him in 4. 5 then comes Don Pedrito, who's right on the back side as well. And the 2, of course, the 2 Racing Bulls running 2 different liveries here tonight on the realistic performance cars that we run here in Extinguished Motorsports. Hopefully you're enjoying the action so far. Then the sprint race is proving to be quite exciting. Lee Dog does take the fastest lap, snatched away then from everybody behind on the grid now, taking all the fastest laps away. Up the inside line goes Speed Freak, tries for P3 on the Williams of Stray Dog. Is he going to get ahead? Stray Dog holds it quite well at the minute. He's doing a very good job at defending this. Stray Dog around the outside line, the inside line, sorry. It's Speed Freak trying to hold it there, but not enough gap and room for him. And Stray Dog just about holds on to his position then at the moment. But this race is far from over. Lap 3 of 12 here today. Zazapi and Decker's running in 8 and 9. Decker's losing a place here. He's down 3 since lap 1. Zazapi is up 5. Sidemen is up 7. And in the chat, of course, Ollie Southall saying they're going to be rapid. And he has got the nail on the head there. He really has, because they are driving brilliantly. Lee Boy QAV in the Aston Martin now has pulled a second to Percival and is out of that DRS zone. He's come down again, fluctuating massively here, and over half of the battery left. Percival's having to use a lot to stay in front. He's barely got any left. Don Pedrito's up the inside into P3. He makes a move here. Speed Freak then off the side of the track in 4. Red 44 Dog comes in 5. Watching this one then as behind that, the 2 Ferraris, Sidemen and Zazapi, making their way through the order. Rears sliding a bit there for Zazapi as they round the final corner off and up towards the line. Foot flat to the floor on lap 4 of 12. Lee Boy now 1.2 ahead of the drivers as we head down the straight then. Are we going to get a move here with anybody? Massively closer they're getting. The DRS is activated. Up the inside line goes Zazapi and contact made. Stray Dog and Zazapi both find themselves sideways on the circuit. They both get back on but lose countless positions. Stray Dog managed to carry on actually a lot better than Zazapi did there. But Zazapi losing out on a hell of a lot of places here unfortunately, and that will be the end of his sprint race for now. Wow, good racing from all the drivers at the minute. The Aston Martin pulling a nice gap away from Percival. CJ Drama takes a 10-second time penalty as CJ is down in P12 now. It is Red 44 Dog in 13. He's down 6 places since lap 1. Billy Mewis is at the very back of the grid. I've just realised why he's doing this. This guy's trying to go from last to first in the kick Sauber, I'm pretty sure. Unless he's not. I just think too highly of him. But, I mean, is he doing? No way. No way Billy Mears making this many mistakes. It can't be happening. Cannot be happening. We'll find out, though. Lee Boy QAV, the man in front still. Percival 2, he's got Don Pedrito on his rear, but keeping him behind quite well at the moment regarding, you know, he's got barely any ERS, and he's keeping him behind this well. Should be very happy with it so far, but is this the end of the beginning for him? Here we go then, lap 5 of 12, nearly halfway. Billy Lewis with a 10-second penalty. Here comes Don Pedrito up the inside line. Don Pedrito gets into second place, as here comes Speed Freak trying to move as well. Percival just about holding that one then. They both nearly go off the side of the track. Up the inside line goes Sidemen. Where has he come from? Into P4. And that's that Ferrari nearly on the podium here. 1 place away. He's up 10 places. Sidemen could be on for a win here, I have to say. He is driving sensationally well. If he can make his way through the back mark, the front drivers here, sorry, he can get ahead of Lee Boy and be that race leader and winner. We shall find out. Sidemen's up the inside line here of Percival, running him wide here, and he will take the inside line with barely any ERS to help him. It's the Williams making contact there with the Ferrari, but Sidemen does get into P3. Now it's his time to catch Don Pedrito. Billy Mewis says I crashed, picked the wrong tyres and couldn't stop skidding the kick. It's awful. Oh, man. That's such a shame. Tesco Trolley with a 3-second time penalty. Lee Boy 1 second ahead of Don Pedrito. It's been quite consistent so far with him and Percival, but now it is Don Pedrito, a different driver behind him, both on equal ERS as well, both on the exact same 56%, but just who is going to come out on top. Half race distance we have had. Charlie, it's good to see you, mate. Welcome in. But lap 6 of 12, and if you're just joining us, a sprint race is what we have at the minute. This was a reverse championship order sprint race, and it's Lee Boy QAV in front, who's got Don Pedrito narrowly gaining on him in second place then. We are going to probably see this racing bull go for a move very soon. He's reduced the gap by 7/10 of a second then in a lap, and I do not see this changing. This Aston Martin has got some trouble on his hands if he wants to be the driver to stay in front and win this sprint. It is Sidemen 1.1 seconds behind then, and the grid slowly but surely is starting to space out. Andrew Pittsmith currently sat in P10 then. He's got CJ Drama behind him as they make their way through the middle sector now as they just about get into there. Sidemen's up 11 places. Should be very happy with that then, but it is far from over. However, for Lee Boy, the gap is half a second, and Don Pedrito wasn't far away from making a move down that main straight last lap around. and he was a second behind. Dom Pedrito is now 3/10 of a second behind, and this is looking extremely strong for him in this Racing Bull. I really think he might just be able to pick him off here, unfortunately, for Leeboy, but of course, very good for Dom Pedrito as they round the final corner, and this Racing Bull is on for a race win today. Charging down on the Aston Martin as he goes for that lead, but will he be able to do it? He's gaining and gaining. Leeboy QAV burning every bit of battery he has, and Dom Pedrito around the outside line. This Racing Bull giving it everything with the dose of DRS as well to help him. The Aston Martin fighting back. Dom Pedrito's all over the backside of him. Leeboy QAV might even lose out on 2 places here if Sidemen gets involved. Dom Pedrito has to back out there, and Leeboy still leads this sprint race, somehow holding on to this lead and fighting and defending like his life absolutely depends on it. A great drive so far then, as Dom Pedrito still sat looking at the Valvoline signage. Braces tomorrow. Oh mate, not good. And I've never seen a driver more close than this. Dom Pedrito is itching for a P1. He's got Sidemen on his rears, and this is going to really put a damper on the move for the Racing Bull. He might be able to make that move, but Sidemen's right on the backside, and he's gained 11 places as well. He's got Speed Freak on his backside, who's really making his life hard as well. We round off the final corner for the 7th time today, and over the line. The DRS gets activated for 3 of them, then Leeboy has to fight without it. He will lose that extra speed. Here comes Dom Pedrito around the outside line. Will the Racing Bull do the Aston Martin? He's going to do his best to get ahead. Leeboy gets pushed then. Dom Pedrito goes wide as well. The Aston Martin fighting back here in the sprint race. Can he get ahead? He cannot do so. Up the inside, switchback of dreams from Leeboy as his rears a bit squibbly here. Is he going to get ahead? I think he is going to get ahead. Leeboy gets into P1 as I very much appreciate the raid, F7. It's very nice to see. I've seen a lot of you on TikTok as well. Good to see you guys. Welcome in. Leeboy QAV leading the sprint race still as Sidemen now. He's on the backside in 2nd place. Dom Pedrito running in 3rd at the moment, doing a very nice job at holding this position. But Deckers is now on the scene. Deckers, of course, was very far down the grid earlier on. Here he is now in 4th position, ladies and gentlemen. And it's far from over. We are lap 8 of 12. It is not over yet, and Leeboy is driving a sensational sprint race today. The amount of times he's very nearly being overtaken, ladies and gentlemen. But this time around, he's held it again. Lap 8 of 12. The Aston Martin holding on to this well. Sidemen looks for the inside line. Now we round off the final corner. This Ferrari is going for that sprint win, and he's gunning him down like his life depends on it. Around the outside line, it is level pegging towards the line. Sidemen from 14th on the grid is now your race leader here in the sprint. It is Leeboy dropping to 2nd place. Dom Pedrito, ladies and gentlemen, now in 3rd, as on lap 9 of 12 we have a brand new race leader of the Ferrari of Sidemen. That was a brilliant drive so far. 13 positions gained from that man who is flying out in front on the 9th lap. Leeboy is still holding on, but a second behind now, as he's got Dom Pedrito on the backside of him, going quite wide there, possibly picking up a warning with 29% battery left in his car. But it's good to see everybody, all the new people that have just joined, of course, from F7, who we got the raid from. I appreciate that, guys. I've seen you guys so much on TikTok. It's good to see the raid. Thank you very much, guys. Good to see you all. And we are on the road to 800 followers, so if you could give us a follow, that would be absolutely amazing. We are very nearly there. I think maybe 10, I don't know, 10 more, maybe 15 more. Not too far away now. As lap 9, Sidemen 1.7 seconds ahead of Leeboy. Leeboy's got Dom Pedrito pushing the rear side of him then. And behind that, it is Speed Freak, who's going to give it a go to try and get ahead in P4. Will he get ahead of Dom Pedrito here then? Both in the same equal car, of course, in the realistic performance as we round the final corner once again. And Speed Freak's now going to gain on Dom Pedrito. He might even get ahead of the Aston Martin of Leeboy here as well. Leeboy here as well. He's gaining. Will he be able to go round the outside to get into 2nd place? It is 3 abreast into turn 1. Sidemen's being able to run away with this. Speed Freak has a penalty as well, which you never realised, but Leeboy still running in third. Deckers is giving it a go now to get onto the podium. Deckers has had an absolutely lovely drive. Now he's into P3. Deckers gets into the podium places here in the sprint tonight in Extinguished Motorsports, everybody. This is looking very nice indeed. And this is... it is shaped up to be a very nice sprint. A long time I've seen a sprint race this good. Off the side of the track, Tesco Trolley into the barriers here at the back. In that Aston Martin in the pit lane then goes Stray Dog. Unfortunate for him then, must have had a bit of a collision there as Tesco Trolley has retired from the session. Oh. Okay. F1 has crashed, everybody. So I can't believe it was such a good sprint race as well. Can you believe the F1 has crashed? Oh my. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it at all. We are here, guys. We're here. The F1 has crashed. The F1 has crashed a few laps before the end. I do apologise. We're loading it back up. Ollie Southall, what a race that was, mate. I completely agree. I've not had a sprint race that good for so long, where it's got me on my toes that long as well. I had no time to relax. That is exactly what we want to see with racing. And for that to happen in Extinguished Motorsports, I'm so happy for them. I really am, because what a league. What a league indeed. And the WRC boys coming in is definitely helping fund the good racing. Missed you last night. Mate, Ollie, I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. I loaded my PC up. Absolutely nothing would load. Nothing would load. The internet was so bad. And I've come back on today and it's fine. Sometimes it just happens. It's been such a long time since I've missed the league race though, so it's just such a shame that it happened with that. But I'll be back next week, I'm sure of it, because tonight it is all working good. We're loading back up the F1, everybody, then hopefully someone can send me an invite before the end of the race. I'm absolutely gutted, because what a race. What a race that was. I don't want to miss the end either. But we're getting back on. We are getting back on. Hopefully someone's able to pop me an invite over, but of course, people may be busy. Thought you just didn't want to do a Monaco load. No, mate, honestly, I know how unbelievable it sounds, and it happened on the worst day, but honest to God, it wasn't working. And I swear, honestly, because I think Mikey thought I was trying to get out of Monaco, but honestly, that was not the case. My look is so bad. This is an example of it. Just before the end of the race, the game crashes. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. But no, I wasn't trying to get out of Monaco. The internet just genuinely wasn't working. I don't know why. But, you know, sometimes it happens. One from P6 in Monaco. Fair play, Billy. Good stuff. Oh, I cannot believe this. It never even takes this long to communicate with the online services. So I don't know what's going on, guys. But if we miss the end of the sprint, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry indeed. But what a sprint that was. So good. Oh, no. Come on. Load. Please. We need to get on. Oh, my. No way. Genuinely just my luck. Maybe we're having the internet issues from last night. I'm not too sure. But the stream's still going, so we should be okay. Oh, come on. How funny is that as well? Just get a raid. We just get a raid as well, and then the game crashes. Honestly, the luck is so bad. It genuinely is. Right, please. Please load. We need it. If it doesn't load in a minute, I'm gonna reset the game again. But at this rate, we've missed the end of the sprint now. Oh, hang on, come on. We might just get the last lap. We might just get the last lap if... Oh, my God. No way. There's no way it's happened again. Oh, my. I thought we had the end of it. Just finished. No worries, mate. No worries. Who won? Who won? Was it... I'm assuming Lee Dog didn't take it. It was man at the front, wasn't it? I now understand how good you are after having to try and catch the action last night on stream with WRC. I appreciate that, mate. I appreciate that very much. I'm telling you though, mate, it's just experience. It really is. I've been doing it since like 2021 now. Sidemen just fair enough. Watching them for fighting up front actually gave me goosebumps, mate. So good. So good. Hopefully you enjoyed the commentary, mate. I was giving it everything. I was giving it absolutely everything. We're going to restart the F1 again. I am very sorry, but I appreciate you all being here. That's why I brought the face cam on, just to make it a bit more exciting, because if the face cam wasn't on, I think the stream would be dead, wouldn't it? It would be very dead. Got absolutely done in by Zap. He didn't realise it was bumper cars. Oh, man. I really enjoyed that. You should be really happy, everybody. Really, really happy with yourselves. Good race. Next up is the main race. That's if I can get in. I assume I'll be able to, but sometimes the internet just loves to play up, doesn't it? So we'll find out. Right.
EA Sports.
That is loud as hell. We are loading up, guys. We are loading up.
Thank you guys so much for all your hard work. Still we rise, guys. Still we rise.
Right, is this going to work? Hopefully. Hopefully. What a race, though. What a race that was. Please don't give me this communicating with online services stuff. We don't want to hear it. We do not want to hear. Oh, my. Not good. Oh, someone started early, apparently. Oh, man. If we have to restart, it's going to take too long. Oh. Right. We're back, and it's raining heavily. It is raining very heavily. Someone started early. People aren't very happy. I think we're going to have a restart here. Oh, I've not got time. I've not got time. I've got to be off at probably around 10 tonight. And still got post-race interviews to get through as well. Right, I'm not too sure what's going to be going on then, everybody. We have apparently started early. The grid also isn't right, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if we're going to continue or not. People aren't happy in the chat, but are we just going to carry on with it? I don't know. It's obviously down to Stray Dog. We'll find out. Spinning round goes to Zappy. I'm assuming we aren't carrying on, given that. Oh, my God. Grid isn't correct yet. Right. We're about to start, but I don't think we're properly going with this. Ahead of the drivers then, possibly a reset coming in today. I think we have maybe got a reset, but it is going to be lights out and away we go. And a lot of drive-through penalties there. And ahead of the drivers as we head down into turn one. And Zappi in that Ferrari is your race leader. CJ Drama is going to go into P1. Oh, we're going bowling into turn one. Oh, my God. Okay, then we're definitely not carrying on. Surely not. What is going on? Well, it is carnage at the start, and I think people are retiring. I think people are retiring for us to get off. It's the Bottas technique, absolutely. Going bowling here in Hungary. People are continuing on. I'm not sure what is the crack here. I think we're carrying on. I really do. As Deckers has crashed, Don Pedrito is out as well, and the driver is carrying on. CJ Drama is your leader then at the moment. Sideman second place. Azapi sat in third. It is for Leeboy QAV running in fourth. Stray Dog hasn't said we're going. Yeah, mate, to be fair, yeah. Okay, it's definitely going to be a reset. Straight Dog Racing has retired. So I believe we're resetting here. Because he is, of course, the race leader. The race leader. The league owner. Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice news. Lobby restart at 35% with one shot qualifying. That's good. That's very good indeed. Well, lobby restart coming your way then, everybody. I do apologise about the craziness of this half of the race, everybody. Of course, we were going quite nice, but unfortunately, now we do have to have a lobby restart. Happens to the best of us, happens now and then. But now we will be getting that sorted. I think Stray Dog will be the man to do it this time. Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, I do apologise about the wait. We are here waiting for a lobby restart. Deckers has now sent me an invite, so we'll be getting in with this then. As let's have a look then, shall we? Webcam back on. Good to see you all. There's a good chance I won't be able to do. There's a very good chance I won't be able to do interviews at the end, depending on what time it is. I need to be off around 10 today. I've got to go somewhere. So I don't know if I'll be able to do the interviews for you. 35% race is all good, of course, but this restart is going to take about 10 minutes in itself. So it's probably going to equate to the same time. Let's be honest. So we'll find out what time it is, and then I'll see what we can do. But everybody's rejoining now, then everybody, and we will be getting into it in a moment. Good to see a lot of the new people here tonight. Then 15 people in the chat, and of course some of them being new people from the F7 stream raid. I appreciate you still being here if you're still here. Even after the carnage that we've witnessed at the moment, we are 20 followers away from 800. Everybody, we've been going at it for years now. 780 we have accumulated over 3 years, and you know, how long will it take for us to get to that 1,000? That'll be the milestone, of course. Hopefully we can get there at some point. Can I have an invite, please? Yes, you can. Zappy wants one as well. But it will be a one-shot qualifying and a 35% race. So, of course, the one-shot qualifying takes no time at all. 35% race shouldn't be too bad at all. That should be okay. That really should. So, looking forward to getting into that. 11 people in the chat. We had over 20 people at the max today. It's been a good stream. It really has. Apart from, of course, the issues that we've been faced with, unfortunately. The sprint race was very fun. Very, very nice sprint race. Billy Mewis needs an invite. I've been thinking about it though, and you know, leagues like WRC and WRC, Extinguished Motorsports. You know what else? We've got CPG as well. Man, it's been a long time. Been a long, long time since I started at them. You know, WRC. I mean, I started there. What was it? November. You know, last year. How fast has that gone? It's gone well fast. Will you be able to finish race comms? I think I will be able to, mate, yeah. That'll be fine. It's just the interviews. I'll have to see what time it is, because sometimes they can drag along a little bit. Thing is with interviews, one day they'll be what? Like 5 minutes, not even that, and then another day they'll take 15, 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So, it depends. I'll have to see. But I've got to go somewhere at around 10 anyway. So, we'll find out. If it's wet again, it's probably not good. We'll find out. Here in Hungary, we're going to be having a one-shot qualifying and 25 laps of racing then. Never mind. It's going to be wet. It's going to be full wet. Okay. Not good. Full wet conditions then, everybody. Full wet conditions going into this race. Which is going to, of course, slow it down rapidly. But I'm assuming it's going to be wet all race when you set it like that, or does it? I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. But yeah, Don Pedrito raises a good point. Give yourself 2 minutes for pre-race setup. Nobody start early, please, because of course people need time to put their setups on before we get racing. And then if you start early and people don't get their setups on, you get some very angry racing drivers. So you don't want to be doing that. You really don't. Okay, 15 people in now. We should be going very soon. Equal performance, everybody. Full wet conditions here in Hungary, and hopefully the drivers will start readying up. Do we do interviews? Zappy, yes we do. The only issue is tonight. This has gone on a lot longer than it should have, and I have to be gone at about 10 today. So if we go much over 10, I'm probably not going to be able to do any interviews, mate. But I probably will be able to. We're doing a 35% race, one-shot qualifying. You got to think, 50% race takes what, 45 minutes. So we're looking at. Oh. Yeah, we're looking at 30 to 35 minutes, I'm assuming, for this. I'm saying half an hour for this race, to be honest. I think that's what we're looking at. Maybe just over. Have a good stream. Thank you very much to Zappy. Appreciate it, mate. Good luck in your race tonight. Back up to 14 drivers joining us. And your one-shot qualifying is about to begin. 25 seconds out then before the start then this evening. And I'm looking in the chat. There's a lot of new people watching tonight. It's good to see all of you guys. F7 Racing and a few others, of course, here in the chat this evening. Some new people we haven't seen before. But here we go then. The main, pretty much nearly the main event. We have got one-shot qualifying first of all, which is going to be right now, ladies and gentlemen. Kate Boy, Speed Freak sent me. Fair enough. We love having new people, so it's good to see you. But one-shot qualifying beginning then, everybody. And we have around 15 drivers to try and set pole position this evening. But which driver is it going to be? I've got a good feeling about Billy Mewis tonight. He is, of course, one of the very fast drivers that we get here in Extinguished Motorsports and WRC and all the rest. But will it be his day tonight? Or will we have somebody else reigning in all that glory? Here we go then, everybody. One-shot qualifying to begin this evening before your 35% race. And we're going to go with Billy Mewis for now then in towards the first corner. Look at how much he gains up already. Billy's off the pace. Billy's off the pace here in qualifying. So Zappy's the man in front at the moment. He's looking strong. It's looking very, very strong then, everybody, at the moment, as Zazapi is your driver ahead. In second place at the moment, as Billy Mewis is now into second place in qualifying and making up those places. Will it be a pole position for him? First half of the track hasn't been his strong point at the minute, but maybe this final third is where it all comes into play in a moment. It's Zazapi in front of him, who is driving a brilliant qualifying lap at the moment. It is Billy Mewis down in second place behind him. Billy loses the rear stand and loses countless qualifying places. That one spin has dropped him down to P13, and Billy Mewis now 14th position, right the way to the back of the grid. And it's looking like it's a Zappy on pole at the moment then. We go around the final few corners, everybody. The man that's just been in the chat, and he is absolutely flying across the line for the Ferrari. Zazapi's on pole here in Extinguished Motorsports. In second place. And Deckers lines up in third. Speed Freak on the second row of the grid with him in four. Connor says Billy in the mud. Yeah, unfortunately, Billy all the way down the back of the grid now, then losing his rears. He was on for a front row of the grid today. But today it is Zazapi on pole position by 0.7 of a second. As he is on pole position by 0.7. That is mad. Owen in third, on second place then. Behind that, Decker's in third with an 0.8 of a second gap. Whew, it is mad. Mad times in qualifying today. There's Zazapi on pole. We're going to get into your 35% race next. Look at how wet it is. We're going to be here for a while. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. very wet conditions. 2 minutes to wait before we go. If somebody readies early, this might be bad, but I think we might be okay, hopefully. Head of the drivers then is the 5 lights, and the formation lap begins then. We have gone early, I believe. I believe we have gone early again. Oh my God. This is the thing with league racing. You'll have a very nice and clean run, and all of a sudden you'll have one race that just shows it all up, unfortunately. A driver readying up early again when they shouldn't have. And are we going to get people complaining, or are we just going to get straight into it? I'm going to see. I think we're going to get straight into it. Nobody's actually been there to complain yet. So I think this might be right into the action, everybody. So Zappi's on pole. That was me. I didn't even think. I apologise to Stray Dog. All right, mate, no worries. Well, we are here then, everybody, on the Hungary racing circuit, of course, and Zappi is on pole. We've got Leeboy QAV at the very back of the grid, sandwiching them in, and of course he was back at the World Championship. That is why he was on pole for the sprint race today, and actually wasn't far away from a win. Wow, couldn't even say the word, but got it taken away from him in the last remaining laps. This is now where it all matters, and this is where you score the big points. But Lee is well out of it at the minute, and 5 places down from the actual points at the minute. So Zappi up at the front then, in the very wet conditions. This is going to take a long time. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, the main event is here, and 25 laps ahead of us here in Extinguished Motorsports. Zappi on pole. It is lights out, and away we go. And the Ferrari off the line well down into the first corner. Owen trying to challenge him then in the very wet conditions that we have here today. The Haas in the background off the side of the track here into the first corner. Will they keep it clean? Off the side of the track, there goes the Haas as he spins around. So Zappi leading still through the first few. Owen then in second place at the minute. Red 44 Dog running in third. Speed Freak in 4. Deckers runs in 5 as CJ Drama behind him in 6. Andrew Pittsmith in P7 as we have Passy in 8. Sidemen up to 9. Billy Lewis down to 10. It is Pepe's up to 11 as well. Full wet conditions here as 3 abreast into the left-hander. This is not ideal at all for the drivers into the left-hand side, and no crashes come from that, which is very nice to see. Percival gets ahead of Stray Dog here. Stray Dog drops down to P14. Very nearly at the back of the grid here as Don Pedrito's trying to catch this Williams out and make a pass on him to get into P14. Passy's in front then in P7. Andrew Pittsmith now goes back up the inside line to try and get ahead. Will Passy be able to take this away from him? Passy in the Haas car is fighting the other Haas driver this evening. They go side by side here, and it's going to be Passy who just gets out ahead in 7th position, well off the track here, and Billy Lewis up the inside line for 8th position. 7th now if he makes a move stick. He's absolutely flying, sending that car up the inside, but it just wasn't enough for a full move there as the Haas still fights back to hold on to it. Here comes Sidemen and Andrew Pittsmith round the final corner. Billy Lewis up in front, but Andrew Pittsmith now is fighting Sidemen up towards the line. It's Andrew Pittsmith in 9th position. Sidemen loses out on a position now. Up the inside line he sends it though. He wants that place back, gives it his best go, fighting the car on the exit, and it's P9 now as he makes a great move up. Contact made there by Deckers on the backside of Billy Lewis. But nothing bad comes of that, which is good to see. Zazapi still out in front then, leading by 1.2 seconds. And we're looking at the drivers, you know, making possibly one pit stop here today if the tyres start to be pretty bad. But at the minute, half the grid started on the full wets, half started on the intermediates. And the intermediates seem to be working fairly well. Red 44 Dog's doing quite good though on the full wet condition tyres. Being up in P3 and holding that position quite well at the moment. Whoa, the back end sliding out there for Zazapi. Passing into 5, then CJ Drama currently sat in 6th position as Billy Lewis is trying to catch him out up the inside line. Can Billy Lewis make a pass here then? Getting ever closer to the inside of CJ Drama here. Billy Lewis makes a dive on the Mercedes. Will it be enough for a move? It is enough for a move, but Billy heads it a bit wide here, and CJ's got the inside line. They're wheel banging through. CJ on the inters, Billy on the wets. Up the inside, sends it the Kick Sauber, who wants that 6th position, and he does get ahead finally. Now down the straight, starting the 3rd lap of the Grand Prix. And into the first corner we go, and CJ Drama fighting this one back again. Up in 6th position, it's Billy Lewis now who's trying to fight him in the P6 area at the minute. Down to 7, they're going side by side through the left-handers. The Kick Sauber has the edge on the Mercedes here. He runs him off there, and ahead goes Billy. But the race is far from over as CJ Drama potentially is on the quicker tyres here. I'm not too sure though what are the best. Looking like the Inters are possibly good. But sliding out there, I mean, it is full wet here, isn't it, really? Surely. Look how wet it is out there. The spray is just crazy. And the rain that's coming down still is pretty, it's pretty heavy. Oh, Owen off the side of the track, everybody. Red 44 Dog goes into 2. Passy makes a move as well. He doesn't lose any more places. He makes sure of that, but he does lose from Red and Passy, who now get ahead. And Owen now sat in 4th position. Oh, round goes Leeboy QAV. Huge crash into the barrier as he's proper binned it there and stationary for quite a while. As he's back on the circuit now, but at the very back of the grid, and it's just not going his way. I've got a good feeling he's going to retire today. CJ Drama and Sidemen fighting it down the main straight. Then here comes Sidemen trying to get ahead. Sidemen at the moment just behind this Mercedes car, but no room for him to get ahead. He does go around the outside line with a much needed late break to get ahead, in contact from Pepe's behind, and the Ferrari very nearly goes around, but keeping himself on the track now. CJ Drama with a 10-second penalty at the moment in 8th position, of course. He runs it off the track a little bit. Pepe's behind in 9. Deckers running in 10. No, in 9 now as Pepe's is to 10, and Andrew Pittsmith running in 11. Pepe's gets pushed off there and nearly spun around. P11 is his now as he loses out on a lot of time in front. CJ Drama trying to fight ahead, but it's Deckers who is going to give it a very nice go at fighting him through. The Alpine is not going to give up yet on lap 4 of 25. Here's Red 44 Dog then in P4. Speed Freak trying to fight Red 44 Dog at the moment. Speed Freak looking for a move. Not enough there Red is up into P4 and ahead. Behind, it is Billy Mewis who's trying to gain, and he is on the 4-lap hold wet compound. 7 places up from the start now after starting at the back of the grid. And we head up towards turn 1 where he's gaining on Speed Freak and Red. But will it be a move off the side of the track? There goes Red 44 Dog, and Billy Mewis gains once again another position here on lap 5 of 29. 20 laps remaining. Leeboy QAV spinning around again. The race is very much over for him at the moment. Complete wraps as Andrew Pittsmith in the pit lane. But Leeboy, yes, at the back of the grid into the pit lane. He went on the soft compound tyres. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe a mistake. But on the softs, and he retires from the session. Leeboy is out. Zazapi leading then at the front by 1.8 seconds, coming round to start the 6th lap of the Grand Prix. Passy is running in 2nd place. Owen is sat in 3rd. Speed Freaks in 4. Billy Mewis in 5. As Red 44 Dog has got Sidemen on his rear side. Will he be able to get ahead here? They tangle, and Red just about gets in front, but Sidemen does pay the price of that. As we have Sidemen trying to get ahead there again of Red. There just wasn't enough room for him. He can't get ahead. Seen a bit, Drew. Thanks for joining. This battle's continuing on then, isn't it, on the 6th lap of the race. Sidemen really wants P6 at the moment with 5 places up, and he needs to make it 6 places up if he can. On the dry line here, just about off. The Alpine gets pushed wide, and Sidemen barges his way through. Says thank you very much. He's going to have that position. Sidemen's now P6. Up in front, not a lot going on. It's more really focused in the middle action here. The CJ Drama's right on the rears of Red. Red 44 Dog still in front. CJ Drama doing what he can for a move here, as he's giving it absolutely everything. This Mercedes pushing on the backside of the Alpine as much as possible to try and make a move and, you know, maybe force him into a mistake, which will allow him to make that move that he wants. Behind Percival and Pepe's now actually having a battle up the inside line. The kicks out, we're trying to get ahead of Percival here. Is Percival going to be able to keep his line on the outside? He does that for now. Back up to the front then. It is CJ Drama ahead of Red 44 Dog. CJ Drama into P7. A great pass then. Red in 8. Deckers in 9 is pit lane for Don Pedrito. Oh, contact on the rear side of the Alpine. Billy Mewis with a 3-second time penalty. Don Pedrito, everybody, is in the pit lane, and he's going to be coming out now on the brand new intermediate tyres in the Racing Bull. Back up to the front. Lap 7 of 25, and we are, to be fair, far from over. We've still got a long way. But these guys in the middle of the track, in the middle of the pack, do not want to give it up yet, do they? They're really fighting for these places. Here is the Alpine of Deckers up the inside. Red 44 Dog trying to hold him off, but the Alpine of Deckers has made his way through. I don't know if you noticed, but it is getting drier out there on the track, and the dry lines are starting to form. Drivers are coming in for the intermediate tyres. The intermediates was the best call to start with. Probably not the wets then, as Billy was one of the drivers that started on the full wets. The intermediates were clearly the best option here. They've hung them out on the inters, and now that means they have to do one less stop than the others. It is lap 8 of 25, and the intermediate drivers are just carrying on, of course. No needed pit stop for them at the moment. They're all good. Passy gaining on Perceval here. Perceval moves out of the way, and Passy is allowed through into P7. A very nice and easy move for Passy here after he makes a great pass. Speed Freak with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Speed Freak running down, well, up in P3, sorry. Now Sideman takes it away. Sideman, of course, running in P4 just behind him. 7.4 seconds behind the P3 sitter. We've got Zazapi 4.0, 4 seconds exactly ahead of Owen CFC at the minute in second place. It's a very good race from all three of the top three drivers at the minute, and everybody else here today. Despite all of the challenges we've had, we've still had a very nice race so far. And if you're still in the chat, with very much respect to you, thank you very much for joining. Thank you for staying around. Helps us out a hell of a lot. And like I mentioned, we are on the road to 800 followers. If you haven't followed the channel already, send us a quick follow. Helps us out a hell of a lot. It really does, more than you know. But lap 9 of 25. Always here. Ollie Southall still sticking around. It's good to see. I appreciate the support, mate, and everybody else, as we get a very nice follow there. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that very, very much. Kate Boy with a follow. 781 we have here today then. 9 away for the follower goal of 790. Then we have 10 more. Amazing follow alert. I appreciate it. Still, Zazapi in front then by 2.7, but it is getting drier out there. The dry line is very visible now, and the intermediates are the very clear tyre, you know, on the track right now. The dries might even come into play later on because it's barely even raining anymore. And when it stops raining, it is going to dry up massively. The cars are going to chuck the water out of the way. The track will dry up in no time, and then we'll be able to get back on the slicks. But it's Deckers who drops down to P7. Passy gets in front then, a great move for him. 15 laps remaining, everyone. Right then, everybody, lap 11 of 25, and Billy Mewis, your championship leader, is in the pit lane. Now in P9, and possibly going to lose another position here. He will to Stray Dog, but this man going in, maybe he thinks it's time for the dry compound. Is it time for the mediums? Or the hards, even for him. Hard compound tyres get on, and Billy Mewis becomes one of the first drivers to try the slicks. Pepe's then is doing the same, and the other kick Sauber going in for hard compound tyres. Another set of slicks on the track now then. You know, are they going to work? Are they going to be any good? We're going to get the tyres on your screen then. Only 2 drivers now on slicks. Oh, it is very dry out there now. It is very dry out there now. The rain has stopped, and the track slowly but surely is getting drier. It still looks a bit gloomy above, but the track is now starting to dry up, and pit stops are coming in, everybody. This is it then. Softs, mediums, and hards are going to start coming into play. In other words, the slick tyres. We're going to get them out now. Finally take them out of those tyre blankets. The Zappi's ahead at the moment by about half a second, well, more than half a second now, much more ahead. It's Zappi as he leads this Grand Prix at the moment, and he will be next into the pit lane soon. Passy in second place then, continuing on the intermediate tyres. Really needs to make a pit stop, to be honest with you. Owen comes out on a brand new hard, so does Speed Freaks, Sidemen, Deckers now. Perceivals in the pit lane getting on new tyres as well. We've got CJ Drama new tyres, Stray Dog, Andrew Pittsmith, Red 44 Dog. Don Pedrito carries on. But the nice race so far is the Zappi's in the pit lane then with 21 seconds ahead of Passy, where we are 12, now 13 laps in of 25, and about half race distance now then. Of course, the 35% race we are doing, so it is going to be a shorter race. We are 1 hour and 9 minutes into the stream, and the time in the UK is 9:42, so about 20 minutes then to 10. And Zazappi in the pits, followed by Passy. Zazappi comes out on the brand new hards. Passy will do the same. Straight up with a penalty. Speed Freak and Owen then. Owen into second place. Speed Freak dropping down to 3. Owen in podium places right now, so is Speed Freak. And only 2 drivers on the grid with time penalties as well. We're down in 9 and 11. One of them being Billy Mewis, who, how has he even got a penalty? This man is immune to penalties, never gets any. Today, he has got a time penalty to his name, and it's a 3-second, as well as Stray Dog as well, with a 3-second time penalty. Andrew Pittsmith and Red 44 Dog fighting up the inside line. Red tries to get ahead, and he has done so, getting through past AP. It's down the straight we go, and Owen has got Zazappi in front. Speed Freak is behind that by 9/10 of a second, and not much of a gap here, really isn't. But if you're in the chat, everybody, it's good to see. Well, thanks for joining us once again. You know, people always sticking around late into the race. I appreciate it. If you're interested, let me know. But my other kind of sub-brand, JCC Events, In December, we hosted a Christmas race where we gave away £175. It was £10 race entry. Winner got £100, second place got £50, third place got 25. We had, you know, it was amazing, the stream. We had a full driver intro, full race intro. It was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, we gave away a lot of money that night in Abu Dhabi. All the sponsor boards customised. It was brilliant. We're doing that again this year, and we have 4 races coming up. One in April, which is the Easter Special. We have one in August, which is the Summer Showdown. One in October for the Halloween Cup, and then of course the classic December 19th is going to be the Christmas race again this year. But of course the first one coming up is the Easter Special. It's going to be £10 race entry. It's going to be the same thing as the Christmas race, just a completely different track. We're doing it all again. We had maybe 50 people in the stream chat. It was absolutely crazy, a massive stream. If you want to get involved, you're going to have a lot of people seeing you, watching you, and you've got a chance to win a lot of money as well if you get on the podium. And I might even maybe dish out a bit of money just for a random driver on the grid. We do a spin the wheel and let somebody random win money that is outside of the top 3. That might be a good addition. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested, please get in touch, because the Easter Special is coming up on the 10th of April, and in February the sign-ups are going to start to get released, so people can get signed up. Already have probably 10 people interested. Of course, we need that 20 full grid, so if you're interested, please let me know, DM me, and you can get yourself in, because I'm telling you, it is, you do not want to miss it. It is brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and I cannot wait to do it again, because that is just, it was the most fun I've had in a long time, and the amount of money we gave away as well, it was brilliant. So if you're interested, please DM me, because it's something good to get your name involved on. And of course, yeah, driver cameras as well. That's another thing to mention. Of course, the drivers that are racing, we did have a few drivers that had driver cameras on, so when they were driving, you know, when they're on the screen, we pull up their camera on the side and you can see them in their rig driving. That was very good. So we're going to bring that back, the driver cameras, hopefully this year as well, more people using it. It's Speed Freak up the inside line of Owen as they go level pegging, and Owen trying to hold this one. Can Owen keep it up the inside line? Speed Freak round the outside in the Racing Bull, but will it be enough to hold P2 today? Owen in third. He's going to try and fight back now. They're looking for the left-hand side. He's going to go round the outside line here then for P2. Is it going to be enough for a move here? It is. Look at that. Brilliant move for Owen, but can he hold it? Speed Freak trying to get back ahead, but that's it for him. Owen into second place. But, yeah, the driver cameras, everybody, were brilliant. We're going to bring them back, and this year we're going to get a lot more people using them. But, yeah, the race intros and driver intros, it was, you know, if you wanted to send in a picture of yourself, people were putting in pictures of themselves in the Discord, and then I'd be putting them on the stream race intro. It was really good fun, especially at Christmas time. But the Easter Special is coming up. Can't announce what track it is until the day before, of course. But like I said, if you're interested, please DM me, because it's something you want to get involved with, definitely. And £10 is, you know, a lot of people say it's very worth it for what you get. I think it's very good. Even if you don't win the money, the experience is always good every 3 or 4 months. So let me know, because it is very worth it. So Zappy leading then on lap 17 of 25. And this race starting to pick up now, of course, in these dry conditions, starting to pick up the speed. Owen into second place, Speed Freak dropping down and losing a place in third then, as he now is going to try and go around the outside line. Everybody, can Speed Freak make a pass here then on Owen? He cannot do so. Owen still holding second place this evening. This is Speed Freak not wanting to let this go at all, and he really does want this position if possible. Gaining and gaining on Owen. We are lap 17, soon on to lap 18, and Speed Freak in the Racing Bull isn't too far behind the Aston Martin here. Now 3/10, and the gap's coming down even further, within 1/10 of a second now into the final few corners here in Hungary. The Speed Freak going for the second place this evening. Is he going to be able to do it, though, is the question. He's already looking for a move up the inside line into the final corner. A bit of contact was made on the front and rear wheels there then from both drivers as we head up towards the line, and they go level pegging over the line here then. Speed Freak in second place is going to make a move. A great position gain there then as Sidemen goes up the inside line as well to try and make a move on Owen. They both make contact. Is it going to be Sidemen ahead, or will Owen be able to snatch it back again up the inside line? Sends it the Aston, the Ferrari running it wide at the moment. Ferrari losing out on pole position just briefly as Owen, I believe, has just managed to get back in front. He has, into third. Yeah, Cake Boy, mate, if you are interested, please DM me about that thing, because I'll get you on the I'll get you in the Discord, and you can, of course, be there for any updates when these sign-ups come out. But I don't want to release the sign-ups too early because we are a long way away. It was only a month ago since the last one, so you know, the 10th of April is the day. Don Pedrito and Stray Dog, P12 and 13 for them. Up ahead of that as well, Billy Mewis goes into P8 as Percival loses a place on lap 19 of 25. We have 6 racing laps remaining then here in Extinguished Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen. Off onto the grass goes the Williams. Billy Mewis tries to make a move again. He's going to make it up the inside. Billy into P8. Will he get ahead? Percival, he's trying to fight back, but I think it's over. I think it is over as Billy's trying to hold it on the outside line, but this Kick Sauber is relentless, giving it his absolute everything to stay in front of Percival. Up into 8 for a brief moment, but the Williams has got the inside line, and he does manage to get in front, everybody. There's 5 racing laps left here today, and Red 44 Dog in P10. It is 9 for Billy Mewis and Percival in front of that. Sidemen in P3. It is Owen behind, then off onto the grass there. Then everybody goes Owen. But we're very nearly done with this tonight then. We have 5 laps. It'll be 4 when Zazappi crosses the line. And he is leading by 16 seconds, let me tell you. That is an absolutely huge, huge gap Zazappi has over Speed Freak today. He's driven a brilliant race so far. It's not over yet, but it is soon to be over. And at the minute, it isn't looking like I'm going to have time to do the interviews, unfortunately. We are about 5 to 10. So I'm going to have to head off straight after this stream, after this race. Interviews tonight I don't think I'll be doing, but next week I should be back with them. It's just tonight's a bit of a one-off. Owen makes a pit stop in P5, now dropping the order in that Aston Martin. Coming out of the pit lane now then on the brand new medium compound to race on them till the end. A few time penalties then for drivers on the grid. Billy Mewis, Percival, Stray Dog and Pepe's have them. Only one driver to retire as well, and it is Leeboy QAV. The rest of the drivers continuing on here with Andrew Pittsmith not too far off here on red 44 Dog. Possibly could gain on him here then before the end of the race. We still really have 3 or 4, technically 4 laps left of this Grand Prix, including this one. So it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Red 44 Dog could be overtaken by AP if he keeps up this pace, but we'll find out. Lap 23 is just about to start then with Zazapi, who, never mind, Zazapi's already in front, my bad. That's how far he is in front. Oh my, 17 seconds in front of the drivers. It's just mad. That is absolutely phenomenal. Andrew Pittsmith and red 44 Dog have a bit of a fight then behind. It's Andrew Pittsmith who goes into P10, everybody. Red down to 11, unfortunately, and loses a place on the 22nd lap of the race as Zazapi is up towards the line with huge pace to try and set a very nice benchmark. What a time. I actually cannot believe it. 18 seconds in front of Speed Freak. That is the kind of gap we love to see. You know, sometimes the racing isn't always good when we have big gaps like that, but it just shows the brilliance of some drivers. It really does. And Zazapi has driven a great race today. Thoroughly deserved if this does end up being his this evening. No time penalties for really anybody apart from 4, which are further down the grid. Time penalties have been very good today, and drivers have kept it relatively clean here in Extinguished, here in Hungary for the 3rd round of the season. Owen and Deckers then in P5 and P6, and they're giving it a good fight side by side then. The Alpines up the inside, running it wide. There goes the Aston Martin, who's off the track and picking up loads of grass, but Owen, he gets through to P5. He does get ahead even though being off the track. As the Ferrari of Zazapi does start lap 24 of 25. And the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix begins for the race leader. Not for everybody else, because Speed Freak is 18 seconds actually off the pace there, which is just incredible. But there is no post-race interviews for you tonight, unfortunately, but there is going to be a race highlight reel posted tomorrow made by me, and I will post that, everybody, on the YouTube of the highlights of the sprint and of the race as well. So look out for that. The sprint race highlights are going to be great. What a sprint that was. The best I have seen in a long time. Very long time. Decker's on the backside here of Owen then. In the pit lane goes a driver who may be retiring here. I'm not entirely sure. It might be maybe just a late pit stop. I think that's Dom Pedrito at the back of the grid in that pit lane. But we're very nearly done with this race, everybody. The final lap of the Grand Prix is beginning right now then for Zazapi, as he is now across the line and starting his last lap of the day. Deckers has got Owen in front of him. Will he be able to make a move possibly down that main straight then? This Alpine is giving it all he has. Fighting with Owen earlier on, who managed to get ahead, unfortunately for Deckers, who's now going to try and fight back, and he wants that 5th. It's a good place to finish in P5, of course. It's Pepe's with a penalty. Red 44 Dog with a 3-second time penalty then ahead of the drive. Ahead of the drivers. For the drivers, there is around 6 people now with penalties. As, ladies and gentlemen, we could get a move here for the final lap for these drivers. Owen and Deckers towards the line. Is Deckers close enough here for a move? He absolutely isn't. Far away. But we're going to go to the main man of Zazapi, who is soon to round off this race then, ladies and gentlemen. And following a sensational sprint race for the drivers. Yes, again, a sensational race on the 35% race distance. Zazapi took pole, and he's took the race by absolute storm. Rounds the final corner, and for the third round of Extinguished Motorsports, Zazapi is your winner here in Hungary. Speed Freak is going to cross the line 19 seconds further away. Nearly 20-second gap there, and Speed Freak will cross that line in second place, ladies and gentlemen, when he gets there. Sidemen then will cross the line on the podium in third. And a podium place for Sidemen. Passing 11 seconds back. A lot of people very far behind here. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. It was a very nice race, and Zazapi wins. Speed Freak 2, Sidemen 3, Passy 4, Owen 5, 6 is Deckers, P7 Billy Mewis, very out of position for him. Andrew Pittsmith 8, Conceivable 9, Red 44 Dog 10, Don Pedrito 11, and Pepe's is rounding off the final quarter then to cross the line in P13. No post-race interviews, unfortunately, everybody. I have not got the time tonight. I've got to head off, unfortunately. But race highlight reel is coming your way tomorrow. And will be posted on my YouTube, so watch out for that, and I'll post it in the general chat of Extinguished Motorsports. But here's your finishing results then. Race winners: Zazapi, fastest lap Owen, driver of the day Sidemen, most overtakes Sidemen, and the cleanest driver is Zazapi. Thanks very much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your company. Have a very nice evening, and we'll see you all next Wednesday. Good night.